Good morning. I would like to take a few minutes during the first part of this period today to review some of the items from our school safety plan. Your teachers will be going more in depth with you as the school year continues. The second part of this period, I would like to cover some of the items from the student handbook. I thought we would start off with the question, who is the best security that we have at Joliet Township High School? When I ask students to staff this question, they're able to name different security staff or deans that seem to be all over the building helping students. The reality is all of you are the best security we have at Joliet Township High School. Who knows what's going on in the neighborhoods long before the adults do? Who knows that John and Jose haven't been getting along because they are trying to go out with the same girl, or Jenny and Maria aren't getting along because they like the same boy? Who knows that Brian posted on Facebook or somewhere that he wants to shoot up the place? Students can report a safety concern in a lot of different places. Teacher, stay after class or write your teacher a note. Security, you can talk to deans and counselors. Stop in the principal's office and see Mr. Hallahan or Mr. Shaw at the Central Campus. Or at the Joliet West Campus, you can talk to Dr. Gibson or Miss Wooten. Find an adult in the building and let them know. With a lot of the major incidents that have happened on school campuses around the country, someone knew something before it occurred and didn't speak up. Homeland Security has a saying, see something, say something. I would like all of you to do this as well. We put a lot of safety procedures in place, but they are only as good as our best security personnel, all of you. Wearing a visible identification card in an approved clear holder from an approved lanyard is required every day in District 204. This is part of our safety program. There are over 3,000 students at each campus, and it's hard to know all of you. Having your ID on and displayed is important and again, required. If you see visitors to the high school in the hallway, you will notice that they are now wearing an orange lanyard with a printed name badge with the driver's license picture and name printed on it. It's a requirement that visitors wear an ID as well as during the time that they are in the building. You may not alter the ID in any way that blocks your name, ID number, or photo. If you forget your ID at home, you will be issued a temporary ID. Each time this occurs, your account is charged $5. You can get a temp ID from your teacher or the dean's office. At the West Campus, you can get one from the security as you enter the building. If you receive a temp ID and you know you lost your ID holder or your lanyard, you can take the temp ID to the main office at West or the bookstore window at Central and trade it in towards the purchase of a new ID holder or lanyard. You will get $5 credit for the temp ID. You can only turn in the temp ID on the date it was issued for the $5 credit. You must have your ID to ride school district buses and to enter dances, athletic events, and activities. If you don't have it, you can be denied access to the bus or any event. We do random metal detecting in District 204. We do different doors and areas around the campus. Sometimes we stop random school buses and do safety checks. Please know that we can enter any classroom at any time during the day and do a safety check. So what do you need to do? If you are selected, an adult will ask you to go to a specific area where the metal detector is set up. You will be asked to empty your pockets and place all items in your purse or back pocket. You would then place your purse or backpack on the table as you go through and walk through the metal detector. If the walk-through metal detector goes off, you will be asked to step to the side when an adult will do a check with a handheld metal detector. If you follow directions, you can go through pretty quickly, and the process is pretty painless. This is the definition of a weapon or object construed to be a weapon in the student handbook. I want all of you to be familiar with it. So what is considered a weapon? A weapon is anything that can cause serious bodily harm. This can be as small as a keychain knife or box cutter, or as large as a bowie knife. I want all of you to see mace and pepper spray is also on this list. It is against the law to be in possession of mace, pepper spray in Illinois. If you are under 18, it is against the law at any age to carry it on school grounds. I also want you to know that tasers and stun guns are illegal to possess in Illinois as well. This is an air pistol in the middle. We have expelled students in the past for being in possession of the items on the screen. During 2018 to 2019 school year, we will participate in several different safety drills. How many of you knew we were required by state law to conduct safety drills? All the drills on this list are required but one, and that's the earthquake drill. One of the drills that get a lot of attention across the country are the cold blue lockdown drills. We will complete 2 during the school year at a minimum. They may occur during the class, or it could be done while we are in the hallway during a passing period. If it is called while we're in class, listen to the instructions your teacher gives you. We go to lights, locks, and out of sight. If it is called during a passing period, you go to the nearest classroom, office, or area that you can be safely secured in. It doesn't have to be your teacher's room. Get out of the hallway as quickly as you can. If it's during lunch period and the issue isn't in the lunchroom, the metal gate will be put down by security. Students will be asked to get below table level and be quiet. The police give us feedback as to how we do when we drill. On rare occasion, we have a handful of students that don't follow directions of the adults who are in charge. The parents or guardian has to come in for a meeting with the student, and additional disciplinary consequences may be issued. If you become aware of a rumor, you should report it to an adult. You should not retweet it. Share it on Facebook, Tumblr, or anywhere else. If you start a rumor that causes mass panic, you could be found guilty of disorderly conduct and what we call in our student handbook false alarms. If you make a threat on social media that you're going to kill someone or shoot up something, you risk being suspended, possible expulsion, and referred to the police. We have had visits from the FBI, Secret Service, and Homeland Security in the past due to things students have posted on social media outside of school, at night, or over the weekend. You will hear this a few times today. You are responsible for what you say and do on social media. As part of our safety program, there are over 150 security cameras in and outside this building. They record 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. This is a list of safety issues that may be referred to the Joliet Police Department. Our goal is for all students to act appropriately and follow the rules so that no one is referred to the police. We have the best student body at Joliet Central and Joliet West. You guys are kind and compassionate and willing to help your fellow man and woman. I need you to help us with the safety issue. I've observed adults and former students getting into the building because a student opened a door and let them in, or propped open the door with a book or pen and they came in. There are many doors around the building. In the morning, periods 1 and 2, you were entered through the main entrance or J door at Central, and the CAF entrance, which is door 5 at Joliet West. All adults and non-students must enter through the main entrance, which is door 1, during the school day. Sometimes visitors get lost and knock on the door. If you are there, direct them down the sidewalk to the main entrance. Do not open the door. Tell them through the glass. Don't let someone in the building you don't know or who shouldn't be here. Again, you could cause a security breach that ultimately ends up with you being disciplined. I want all of you to participate in at least one club, activity, or athletic sport during your years at Joliet Township High School. There's a correlation between students who are involved in school and how well you do academically. By 3:30 p.m., you need to be in a supervised area with your club or activity sponsor, with a coach or with a staff member if you stay to get extra help. You cannot hang out after 3 p.m. or 3:30 p.m. in an unsupervised area. Door 6 at the CAF entrance is open until 8:45 p.m. on school days. If you need to wait for a ride after 3:30 p.m., you should do so at the CAF entrance, which is door 6 at Joliet West Campus. At Central, the security desk at the main entrance is open until 8:45 p.m. on school days. If you need to wait for a ride after 3:30 p.m., you should do so at the main entrance in the Student Center. You will notice that this sign is up around the building. Just as your teacher has a classroom plan, up within their classroom there are expectations that we have for all of you while you are in the halls. Follow all directions. If staff asks you to go to class, then you should start moving towards that destination. Tigers are on time. Have your current ID on and displayed properly. If you don't have a lanyard or holder, take care of it today. Lanyards are $1 and the holder is $4. Use your cell phone appropriately. You can text, listen to music with one earbud in, but you may not videotape, live stream, make phone calls, etc. Again, you are responsible for your actions. Use your cell phone appropriately. You can talk or visit in the halls, or watch your language and use your inside voices. The tardy music is your 1-minute warning that the late bell will be ringing soon. It plays at 19 seconds after the hour for 1 minute. Some music plays louder than others. You should not have your music so loud that you can't hear the tardy music start, or if a code blue lockdown is called during a passing period. You should not be standing around when the tardy music is on. Tigers and Stillman are on time. This is a yellow ticket that is written for mischievous behavior that occurs in the hallway. It includes hallway disruptions, not following directions, not wearing your ID or not having it properly displayed, attire, not using your electronic device properly, or other. Other can include being in the hall without a pass, not moving when the tardy music starts, etc. Every third ticket to the dean is a referral and will most likely involve a trip to in-school suspension, or better known as ISS. This is an excerpt out of the student handbook concerning student attire. All students are expected to be covered from shoulder to mid-thigh. Clothing must be clean and neat. Garments will have the appropriate length hem, and shorts will be of appropriate length. Pants, shorts, etc. must be worn at the waist. Students must wear footwear. This really sums up the expectation for student dress, covered from shoulder to mid-thigh. Examples of unacceptable attire listed in the student handbook include, but are not limited to, clothing that advertises alcohol, drugs, tobacco, gambling, promoting violence, or obscene or vulgar language. Students will not wear outdoor coats in class. Coats, jackets, and headwear are to be kept in the students' lockers. Clothing with holes or slits that are inappropriate. Spaghetti strap tops, torso revealing or open mesh shirts. Students may not wear sunglasses or any headwear. Headwear refers to hats, bandanas, etc. Earrings, piercings, and jewelry is not permitted to be worn during PE class or on Wednesdays in ROTC. Piercings are not allowed at any time per school board policy. We talk about cell phone use in the hallway. Here's a rule for the classroom. Your teacher will let you know whether you can use a cell phone in the classroom. Some will not allow it at all. Others may allow it at certain times during the class period. It's up to your teacher. Violating the cell phone policy during a class will be handled in the following manner. The first time the phone is out without permission equals a warning. The second time the phone is out without permission, a call to the parent or guardian. The third time the phone is out with permission is a referral to the dean. A dean referral will be written every time after the third violation. Assigned ISS or could result into a suspension out of school. Students may not wear hats in the building, coats, or sunglasses. I understand that it gets cold in certain areas while in the school, so dress appropriately and bring a sweater. If a student will not put away the cell phone during a class period, use the 3-strike pass to the dean for a student that reaches 3 strikes in a single period. All classes will have the 3-step cell phone policy. All teachers will be given a copy of the pass for use when a student violates the policy in one class period. Dean will contact the parent or guardian prior to sending the student to ISS, but the teacher will still make contact with the parent to provide specific details and develop a plan to ensure the student is able to engage in a full period of instruction. This is a list of what we call severe or serious infractions. These are the infractions that can get you suspended from school up through expelled for 2 years. I am not going to go through all of them, but I will highlight a few. This list of infractions will also most likely involve Joliet Police Department involvement. You are all responsible for what you say and do on social media. You may have seen the story of Michelle Carter, 17 years old, who sent her boyfriend text messages encouraging him to kill himself, and he did. On August 3rd, Michelle Carter was sentenced to jail for involuntary manslaughter. If you make threats toward other students, staff, the school, etc., you risk being suspended, recommended for expulsion, and arrested. As I said before, we've had the FBI, Secret Service, Joliet Police Department, and other agencies come to the school to interview and or arrest students for inappropriate social media use and threats. Students have also been arrested for transmitting nude pictures of old boyfriends or girlfriends via social media. They shared it with other students who also shared the pictures. Everyone who transmitted it may be guilty for transmitting pornography. Use social media responsibly. I cannot stress enough to everyone in here to lock up your stuff. Many of you carry cell phones and other items that cost several $100s. When I walk down the hallway, I always find lockers where students forgot to latch the lock. So double check your lock and spin the dial. If you forget your PE lock, do not leave your device, cell phone, etc. unattended on the bench in the locker room in your backpack. There's a pretty good chance it will be missing when you get back. Ask your teacher to borrow a lock or leave your valuables in your hallway locker. Schools are drug-free zones. Penalties for drug crimes committed on school grounds increase, sometimes double. Don't put yourself in a position to be suspended, possibly recommended for expulsion and arrested. Tobacco use of any kind is prohibited on school property. This includes any of the school parking lots. I understand that vaping is pretty popular, but it is also prohibited on school property. If caught vaping on school property, the vaping mechanism will be confiscated. Any bomb threat toward this building could result in an automatic expulsion recommendation for 2 years and police arrest. Any weapon brought into this building could result in an out-of-school suspension, expulsion warning, or recommendation for expulsion and possible police arrest. being in possession of mace will result in an out-of-school suspension, possible expulsion recommendation, and possible police arrest. Spraying mace intentionally at someone may result in a recommendation for expulsion from school and police arrest. Bullying, harassment, and intimidation is not tolerated at JTHS. If you are being or notice someone else being bullied, there's a form online which can be found at www.jths.org. Please see your teacher, counselor, or dean for help. You can also report bullying, harassment, or intimidation using the link in JT Learn. We have a program where we catch students doing the right things called the Stellar Awards. Staff can fill out a Stellar Award ticket for any student they catch going above and beyond to exhibit the 7 character attributes. You can win homecoming tickets, spirit wear, and other prizes. Check Hack Daily or your Home Access Center. Check your grades, check your attendance, check your transcript, email your teacher, counselors, or even your dean. If you have any questions, ask your teachers, counselors, dean, or see the student handbook. Have a great year.